go. Bring it up, baby. Let's go. Get go. Get go. 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video. And today, man, we are here. We are back. Number 2, you guys got a double header for me today. You got one in the morning. Now you're getting one in the evening. So let's run it up. Man, let's get straight into it, man. The Raiders plan to host yet another cornerback. This is what, the third or fourth cornerback in the last 2 days, but the Raiders are planning to host cornerback from Baylor, KALON Barnes. Now, he's a senior. I believe he's 23 years old. Listen, for those of you guys who like the combine, you guys should know this man already. KALON Barnes, whew, speed, man. That's all I can say. Speed for KALON Barnes. Now, coming out of Baylor, we do understand and we do know that these Baylor guys, they're coming from a track school, right? I do believe that he has a couple records in his high school that he went to for track. So he's a track runner. As a lot of these guys at like Tyquan Thornton, another track runner coming from Baylor. So they got some speedsters over there in Baylor, but let me read off his 2021 stats. So in 2021, he recorded 21 tackles, 5 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. So those were his stats for 2021. This is a really, really raw prospect with some decent upside, right? He has that thing that is uncoachable, and that's speed. You cannot teach speed, man. And like I said, for those of you guys who watch the combine, you know this man already. That's where he recently has made a name for himself, breaking NFL combine records for the fastest 40-yard dash ever recorded in the history of the combine for any defensive back, clocking in at 4.23. This man can fly. This man can freaking fly. KALON Barnes, listen, I know there's some good free agent players that we've brought in. I know that there's some good guys that are still out on the market. You know, Stephon Gilmore, for those of you guys who didn't watch today's video, you can check it out, right? We talk about all the prospects that we brought in for visits. We also talked about what that could possibly mean for Gilmore. So if you want, go check that video out. But listen, let's learn a little bit more about KALON Barnes. Now, the NFL, we did this with the last prospects. The NFL has him ranked at a 5.65 grade, which is not the best. As you can see, that for them, a 5.65 grade really just means that he's a candidate for a bottom of the roster spot or maybe even practice squad. But as you can see, combine results, 4.23. Not only did he clock in for the fastest time ever for a defensive back, he is just 1/100th behind the NFL record at the combine held by John Ross. Now, let's look at some of his strengths, right? Some of his strengths right here, it says chiseled physique with good arm length, which is pretty good for a guy that's only 5'11", almost 6 foot. And as you can see, it says Texas high school sprint champion, flashes his ball skills from trail technique, which is pretty good, right? He has that makeup speed is basically what they're saying. Has juice to recover whenever it is needed, kind of like what I just said. Able to close the distance and squeeze deep target when the ball goes up. Obviously, when you got a guy that runs 4.23, you're not expecting him to get burnt, right? You're not expecting him to get beat, but it can still happen, right? It can definitely still happen. It also says length to reach in and time at the high point. That's very good. Closing burst to bait quarterback into bad throws, which is very, very unique, right? With these 4.2 speedsters, with these 4.3, 4.4 speedsters, guys, they have that athleticism to be able to do this, right? And this is very, very good. And sometimes this works very, very well when you're going to a team that plays a lot of zone, right? Because you can kind of bait them while you're in one spot of your zone that maybe you really shouldn't be, but you're kind of just trying to play it off so that the quarterback can throw the ball your way. And then you have that speed to break off, get that big play, make that interception, make that pass deflection. And this is one of the things that is unique with these guys that have the crazy, crazy speed like KALON Barnes does have. Also, he's another strength is has necessary footwork to improve his pattern matching, which is good, right? When you got these young guys, route recognition is a big thing. Play recognition is a big thing, so that's good to know. But let's listen to his weaknesses, right? Because for a guy that's super fast, you may be expecting, oh, why the hell is he not a top regarded corner? Well, listen to this. He said this is a bad one. Number one on the list for weaknesses: plays very loose with his technique. Right? Some of these guys with that elite athleticism sometimes do that because they can feel that they can compensate with their athleticism and maybe not have the best technique, but we know that in the NFL that is not the case. So we got to fix that. Also says can be nonchalant and too reliant on makeup speed, kind of like what we just explained. Gives early ground with sluggish opening, not too good. Can do a better job of locating the deep ball sooner. Interesting. They also said he got beat downfield by BYU targets, which is pretty interesting for a guy that's crazy fast to be getting beat down the field. In my opinion, that just shows lack of technique, which hopefully can be polished in the NFL. Now, this right here is something that we do not like at all as Raider fans. We've had a lot of cornerbacks come in and out and cannot tackle for the life of them. And just listen to this. Grab and ride tackler who is not built for run support. I'm not a big fan of that, but there are certain aspects of his game, right? He's not too heavy. Maybe you can ask him to put on a little bit of weight, but being a track star, right? He's used to having a slim frame, and maybe if you ask him to put on that weight, it could be something that's uncomfortable for him, and maybe he doesn't produce at the high level when it comes to his speed. Now, this is another thing. Missed 5 games over the last 2 seasons due to injury. Also could be a product of small frame, right? Like I said, those track runners, they got that slim frame because they want to be able to run at a high level. In the NFL, it's a little bit different. We want you to run at a high level, but we want you to be big enough and strong enough to where you can play in the NFL, make tackles on guys like Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, and still be able to play week to week. Obviously, KALON Barnes is a very, very raw prospect with some parts of his game that he could do very, very well in, right? That speed that doesn't just offer him at the cornerback position, that puts him pretty high on the depth chart when it comes down to special teams, right? You want those quick, fast gunners on the outside when it comes to punt teams. So you want those guys to get down the field immediately. He can offer that, right? That elite speed is something that not many people have. So, Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think about KALON Barnes in the comment section down below. Interesting to see that we are yet again meeting with more corners. Do you want us to see? Do you want to see us meet up with more linebackers, offensive linemen, safeties? What do you want to see from the Raiders in the upcoming future? Let me know in the comment section down below. As usual, you guys, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are dropping so much content, and we are super close to 5,000 subscribers. I love you guys. I love you, Raider Nation, and I'm out.